Well, look who's back.
I'm back, year 4 of creepy cinema. I'm so happy that this has become a thing, that we've become a thing. We're a thing.
It's great to see you again. You look fantastic. This is, of course, Mario Cantone, actor, comedian, impressionist.
Oh, yeah. I do many things. Baker. I can cook too. Go ahead.
I was just discussing how great you would be as the host of a cooking show.
Well, I don't want to do a cooking show, Ben, because guess what? I'm not a chef. I can bake and I can cook, but I'm not a chef. I respect chefs too much to go, hey, I'm going to have a cookbook and I'm going to have a cooking show. I did want to do a cookbook called Master Baking with Mario.
I don't know that you should be baking on the show, although Master Baking with Mario Cantone is pretty great.
Yeah.
No, you should just host it. You should analyze other people's food, talk about it. You talking about it, but you don't have to make anything.
Okay, Ben, when I need a new manager, I'll call you.
All right, fair enough.
First movie is Sudden Fear.
First of all, this is our night of Betty and Joan.
Oh, yes, it is.
We're flipping it. We're doing Joan and Betty. We have Sudden Fear from 1952, Joan Crawford and Jack Palance.
Yes, and you know, this was right after she was let go from Warner Brothers.
Yes.
She had lost her contract at Warner's.
She may have wanted out also. I think it was sort of, running out.
You think so? Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, you're right. She made this movie for RKO in 1952. I was curious how old she was. So
well, you won't know. You look her up. It says 1900-.
It is so how she would have wanted it. Right?
I know, but
right?
how about now with all the information that we have in the world and the internet and the interweb and the intercities that we can't figure this out?
Yeah, so she was between 44 and 48 at the time. So I think that she's never looked better.
Well, A Woman's Face, which she did years ago, that's my favorite looking movie of hers. She looks gorgeous. But this movie was sweet revenge for her.
Yeah.
Not that it was that successful, but it did well critically, and she was nominated for an Oscar after she's let go. And the same thing kind of happened with Mildred Pierce. She was let go from MGM, and then she does Mildred Pierce, and she gets the Oscar. It's nice that happened. But, of course, guess what? It was never satisfying for her.
So in this movie, she plays a woman named Myra Hudson. She's a very successful playwright who has made her own way, even though she didn't have to, because she comes from money. And the movie opens, they're casting the lead in her next big Broadway play.
Yep.
And the producer and the director, they want Jack Palance. We'll see him out there.
Yep.
And she's not into it.
She doesn't like him.
Yeah. Then they reconnect on a train. And the third person in the love triangle.
Gloria Graham. You know, when she shows up, things are going south. Jack Palance, no one had a face like him. I mean, it was so pointy he could impale you with a cheekbone.
These two acting styles couldn't have been more different. Joan Crawford came up in the studio system, right? I mean, she was a star in silent films. He's a method actor from New York, yeah. There's a great story of how Miller tells Joan, look, we need to have this guy, right? This is the guy you want. In your last few pictures, he says to her, you've played not only the female lead, but you've also played the male lead, right? And so
and then she slapped him.
Started to cry.
I bet she did.
She said, so you're saying I'm not a woman? And he was like, I'm not talking about here and now. I'm talking about on the screen. And he says what Hitchcock can do to Joan Fontaine and put her in male clothing, put her in a tweed jacket to make her more sympathetic to the audience. He goes, but what we need here is a strong male character. I want you to be all woman in this movie. And then she says, all right, I'm sorry, I understand. I'll take Jack Palance.
Well, because she needed that, because that's the character. I don't want to give it away, but, he's a strong male lead. This was his third film, which is why she needed the convincing. But she liked him a lot. They got along very well.
Yeah, I think the styles mesh really nicely.
And she loved this director.
Yeah, that's right.
This was a great experience for her. She needed this, too, because after this movie, it took a little while again. Like, she did Torch Song after this, which was her return to MGM, where she played the great Broadway star Jenny Stewart. Jean, you're the dance director. Would you be good enough to tell Mr. Ellis this is a rehearsal, not a dancing school? We've had the sorry bit, what do we do? And spoil that line. You tell Mr. Ellis he's paid to get around that leg. And smile, we get another boy. I know that whole first scene. It's the worst movie, and it's my favorite. Torch Song. We'll do that someday.
Yeah, we got to figure out a way to get Torch Song in.
Creepy cinema. It's perfect.
All right, next year. Next year.
We can go off the beaten path a little bit, as long as there's a creep factor to it.
I want to read you a line from the movie and see what your response is.
Okay.
This is a line from Joan's assistant, Virginia Houston. She's with Mike Connors, who plays Junior, and she says, Junior and I are going to San Francisco tomorrow.
Oh, that sounds very gay.
Do you watch that? Does that make you laugh when you see stuff like that in movies?
Yeah, well, because the word gay was a whole other thing.
I don't think we're getting it back.
No, you're not getting it back. And now we've got a million other words, but the word gay is the old school gay liberation, gay.
I like the old school.
Gay. This is a very thrilling movie. Let's just talk about the scene where she hears the conversation between Gloria Graham and Jack Palance. And that's why she nabbed that Oscar nomination. Every emotion she goes through, from disbelief to panic to sudden fear to sadness and hysteria, it's an unbelievable scene. That's an actor when they listen like that. And she always said that, listening and feeling. She's just an actress that was not given the credit she deserved,
That's right.
I think, today. But she held on to this stardom and this career. And she was only happy when she was working. She loved to work.
I don't want to beat this point home, but it's so clear, but if she were a man, she would have interesting roles.
Sure. Absolutely.
And she chose, look, I don't want to retire. Obviously we know she had enough money, right? She wanted to work. She liked it.
Yeah.
There should have been interesting roles for her. Okay, so I want to give David Miller, the director, some credit. I think this might be his best film, but that little wind-up dog.
Oh, the little dog?
That's just genius.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's genius. And it's walking right toward her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to find her in the closet.
And when you see her thinking about it and they show what she is supposed to do, could she have really killed him?
Well, she has the moment.
Yep.
Literally, where she sees herself in the mirror,
Yeah,
right?
and she's like, with the gun, she's like, I can't do it.
This is not me.
Yeah.
Even though these people are plotting to kill me, this is not me. And so she leaves.
The other thing about this movie, it's rarely shown. It hasn't been on TCM for a while, so I'm really glad we got to bring it back and show it, because it's a great one and it's a forgotten one, and it's great film noir. It's beautifully done. It's exciting. It's thrilling. And I love Jack Palance, and I love Gloria Graham.
Yeah, and you're so right about Palance. From the way he looks, his face, in this sense, it's a compliment. It usually isn't, but his face is like the surface of the moon, right? It's just crevices and valleys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This, and then this.
Yeah.
He looks like the puppet Madam as a handsome male.
Well, I don't know what that means.
You know who Madam was? Waylon Flowers, the puppet Madam? All right. Okay. There's the heterosexuality just oozing out of your pores in front of me.
I'm so sorry.
It'll be all right.
So I just watched City Slickers with my daughter.
And that brought him back, right?
That brought him back, yeah, sure. That won him an Oscar.
Even in The Big Knife, which he's really wonderful in.
Big Knife is terrific,
Oh,
yeah.
God. And he did Requiem for a Heavyweight first on television before Anthony Quinn did it in the movies, and he won an Emmy for it. I love a boxing picture.
Yeah.
I know you don't think I would, but I do.
No, I know you.
And I like boxing. Believe it or not, I like boxing.
Yeah.
I told you this, I like sports movies, and I don't watch sports. What's wrong with me?
Oh, my God. I have a list. All right. In This Our Life, Warner Brothers, 1942, John Huston directing Bette Davis and Olivia de Havilland. So I start to watch it, and I get reminded of it right as soon as it starts.
Yeah.
I forget titles, but as soon as I'm like, oh, right, it's
You
this.
know this, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm like, and I instantly called our senior producer here, Courtney O'Brien, and I'm like, I think this is the wrong movie. Mario could not have picked this
I know, you
for
said
creepy
that to
cinema.
me too, I know.
Yeah, but it's not a horror movie.
It's not a horror movie,
Yeah.
and it's definitely not a horror movie.
It's not even a thriller.
It's not even a thriller, but the creepy factor is there's a relationship that Bette Davis has in this movie with someone that we'll discuss after that is just very creepy. And she is basically the bad seed. You look at her and you go, what a horrible human being.
Rick, right from the start.
Right from the start. And there's no redeeming qualities about her at all. And there's a lot of elements to this movie too. There's a whole racism factor in this that's supposedly much deeper in the book. But I think they handle it well here.
We got to put it in context for Hollywood in 1942.
Yep.
It's a very grown-up way to handle this. There's a young actor in the film named Ernest Anderson.
He's terrific, too.
Yeah, so Bette Davis saw him. He was a waiter at the commissary.
Yeah, how about that?
On the lot, and she liked the innocence of his face and suggested him to John Huston to play this critical part of a young black kid, Hattie McDaniel's his mother.
Because they couldn't find
Right, he helps
for the
out.
role.
He's like the chauffeur. He takes care of the cars in this house. These people have some money, but he's got big aspirations, wants to go to law school.
Absolutely. This was a tough shoot. Bette Davis was miserable during this whole thing. She hated the script. She hated the movie. She didn't like John Huston. And then John Huston was called away to go to the WOA. And and in comes Raoul Walsh, who she hated even more. And Hal Wallace had to be the go-between because she wouldn't speak to him. She didn't like her costumes, so she demanded Ori Kelly, and then you'll see how she's stressed in this.
Yeah,
she thinks it's good, but for the character, it's perfect because it's kind of gaudy and it doesn't really look good.
She and Olivia de Havilland are sisters.
Yes, Livy. Livy, I really love working with Livy. Livy saved Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte when Joan Crawford went MIA.
Yeah, she loved Olivia de Havilland, but she also said few things like she got more close-ups than me.
Yeah, because John Huston apparently fell in love with Olivia de Havilland. By the way, this is Huston 1 year after The Maltese Falcon. He is just starting to direct.
Yep.
Davis didn't think he was up to the job. She figured she turned out to be quite wrong on this count.
Absolutely.
She thought he only got the gig because his father was Walter Huston.
Nepotism. I did it the hard way. I came up from the ground up. I rose like a phoenix from nothing.
Olivia de Havilland, by the way, I love her in this.
She's great.
She's beautiful, and the way she plays the unconditional love for her sister and the trying to still love her, we got
the bad sister and the good sister, but de Havilland isn't a goody two-shoes sister at all.
She's not.
No, she's just got her life together and a sense of who she is.
I think this is one of Olivia de Havilland's, one of my favorite performances of hers. I agree.
I think she's really good in it. She's very credible, very honest.
And Billy Burke is in this playing the stressed out, mentally ill mother. I love seeing Glinda the Good Witch being completely mentally ill, just nuts.
She does not help the situation.
No, she doesn't.
Bette Davis, Olivia de Havilland, Hattie McDaniel, Charles Coburn.
Whoa! First of all, even for today, that is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, the incestuous nature of him, that he is obviously in love with her and she plays into it. And then finally, when he comes on to her, she's like, I hate you. And she gets up and she flips out and she runs.
Until she needs him at the end. But she makes almost the exact same speech to him. He says it to her earlier when he's sort of begging her not to leave him.
To stay.
Don't leave me, Stanley. Don't leave me. We'll do so many things together. And then she repeats it back to him.
She's basically saying, I'll do what you want. But what she did to Perry, to Ernest Anderson, it's so heartbreaking and horrible. And there's just no conscience about it at all.
No, that moment, the most chilling line is not the over-the-top obvious racism to me. It's that moment where Olivia de Havilland says,
Minerva says that Perry wasn't out of the house last evening after 6 o'clock.
Whenever they're in a tight spot, they always lie for each other.
Oh, yeah. And they're fighting over two men, by the way. You know, George Brent, I like him. And
Dennis
Morgan, I like him. But
I guess the idea is she wanted Dennis Morgan literally because she could take him from her sister.
It was the challenge of it.
Right, the challenge of it.
And then she gets bored.
From the first time I saw it, I thought she killed Dennis Morgan.
Well, you never know.
We never know. She certainly might have.
Well, he was drinking, he was miserable, he killed himself, and the guilt that he carried.
Yeah, so the story is that Davis didn't like John Huston. We talked about it a little before the movie. Huston wrote pretty favorably about her. John Huston said in his autobiography, there's something elemental about Betty, a demon within her that threatens to break out and eat everybody. The studio was afraid of her demon. They confused it with overacting. Over their objections, I let the demon go. And some critics thought Betty's performance was one of the finest of her career.
Did John Huston say that about me?
John Huston said that about you.
Well, I have nothing good to say about him.